So our topic is general etiquettes, and our team members are Palchin Negi, Advaith Kumar, Sachi Delia, Niva Botra, BV Kiran, Aditya Roy, Ananya Sinha, and me, that's Koena Gwyn. And I'll be giving a brief introduction and I'll be explaining about what etiquette actually is. So, the social norms and expectations around how to behave in various interactions in a society is basically what etiquette means. And why it is important? It's important because it helps us in polite and effective interactions and giving positive impressions. It shows professionalism, gives cultural sensitivity, and also provides us with self confidence.
The types of etiquettes. So there are four types of etiquettes. Communication etiquette, that refers to the polite and respectful way of talking to each other, be it in person or online. It includes active listening, avoiding interruptions, and using appropriate language. The next etiquette is social etiquette. It refers to the behavior that is accepted by the society and how we should behave in a certain manner when we're outside. Professional etiquette, it refers to behaving respectfully and responsibly in a workplace. It includes being punctual, dressing properly, and communicating politely with your colleagues. Digital etiquette, it refers it refers to respectful behavior when you're interacting with someone online. It means being respectful in while texting, taking into consideration other people's opinion, and avoiding offensive and inappropriate content on social media or emails.
Okay, so communication is basically when one person communication is basically when one person expresses an idea to another person. When we speak, we combine it's a mixture of verbal communication and non-verbal communication. Talking about verbal communication, when we talk to a person, our voices must be very clear and whatever we speak must be very clear. Imagine sitting in an interview and you know the answer to what the interviewer is asking you. But if you're not clear with your voice and if you're not audible properly, then they might take it the other way. Also, while you're talking to someone, you should not only focus on the speaking part, you must also focus on the active listening part. You must be a good listener while communicating with someone. Also, you must avoid any sort of interruptions as it might cause communication barriers while communicating. And at the end, using appropriate language is also a must. Talking about non-verbal communication, while we speak, it's not only what we're speaking what matters, but also our gestures and body language matters as well. While we are talking to someone, we must take care what we must ensure that we maintain a proper eye contact, as it shows that yes, we are able to understand what the other person is trying to communicate. We must also take care of our body language, as imagine sitting in an interview, and if you have folded hands, it shows resentment that you're not ready to listen what other person is saying. So we must take care of that as well. We must maintain our facial expressions, and also the tone of voice should just be audible and not too loud, as it must or else it might come under yelling.
So, social etiquette. What exactly are social etiquettes? Social etiquettes are the code of conduct that people are supposed to follow in a society. These aren't taught anywhere. People are expected to follow them in a public area and in their corporate workplace. So, what does social etiquettes include? Greetings. So, greet people in a polite manner, address people according to their title. Say boss, you give him respect and address him according to his title. Personal space. Respect people's personal space and avoid standing too close to people, as it is a sign of invading their respective personal space. Instead, maintain distance and talk to them so that they feel so secure. Punctuality. Respect other people's time and then value other people's time. That's when your time is also valued. and always arrive at a venue at the time specified. Don't be too early, don't be too delayed. Offer help. If you see someone struggling, offer them your help. Be polite and be humble. Offer them help whenever it is needed, be it your colleague or your superiors or your subordinates.
Is someone speaking? Not able to hear any.
Okay, so professional etiquette is about presenting yourself with polish and professionalism so that you are able to demonstrate that you can be trusted in a workplace and that other people can take you seriously. So, what basically this means is that in terms of professional etiquette, you need to ensure that other people are comfortable around you and that you feel comfortable around other people as well. So, some examples of professional etiquette are number one, respecting your coworkers. It's important that you give respect to your colleagues and that you treat them with respect. You greet them properly. You know, address them with the role that they have been given. Number two is active participation. If you are a part of a group and if you are part of an activity or anything that involves you in a workplace, you need to be proactive about it. You need to give active participation, and you cannot laze out on such work. You cannot hold out on what you have to do. Number three, something that connects back to our previous point, is always coming prepared. The biggest part of being able to actively participate in something, whether it be a meeting or anything workplace related, is to always be prepared. Have the relevant data that is required for what you are expected to do, and be educated on the matter that you will be handling. Next point is avoid using your phone. If you are in a professional setting, it is advisable that you do not use your phone or indulge in any other personal activity. You need to ensure that you are focused on the task at hand and you are not getting distracted by unnecessary activities. The fifth point is dress code. In order to show your professionalism, especially in a corporate environment, you need to be able to dress well. And that means that you need to come to your workplace in formals. You cannot choose to wear anything of your choice or whatever pleases you. There's a specific code of conduct when you're in a corporate environment that needs to be followed. And the biggest part of it is dressing your part. The last point is networking. Whether you be in any meeting or whether you be in a event related to your workplace, it's important that you network. You get to know more people and you get to show people that you are open to more opportunities. You are capable of doing more than what you are doing right now, and that you're always looking for newer ventures and you're open to such possibilities in the future.
So now I'm going to discuss about email etiquettes. So, uh, beginning with an email, so make sure that you have a clear subject line. Make it concise and relevant. Second will be a professional greeting. Don't be very informal. Use dear or hello, for example. Be concise. Keep the mail focused and brief. You try using a professional language and avoid using slang or and ensure a proper grammar. uh, mind your tone, stay polite and be respectful. uh, clear closing end with best regards, sincerely, etc. So with the signature, include your name, title, and your contact information as well. Mention the attachments, and label them clearly with the reference. And try to reply promptly, like try to reply within 24 hours. And now, the most important part, be careful with CC and BCC, and only include the necessary recipients which are required. And in the end, proofread, check for all the errors before sending your mail. Thank you.
Okay, continuing. Phone etiquettes. Always have a warm tone. No one likes to hear, or no one likes to hear a cold response to anything. Number one. Number two. Always start with a greeting. A hello, a good morning, good evening, or good afternoon. Uh, yeah, preferably be more formal. Number three, always start while addressing your name, because there might be some or a few information, few sets of informations which might be confidential to a certain party. So, for example, if I'm Advaith Kumar, good morning, Advaith Kumar speaking here. Uh, always respond, when you are talking to your seniors, a yes sir or a sir or agreed or got it, as a way to respond to the given guidelines and guidelines. Lastly, and most importantly, pick the phone on time. No one likes to be waiting for calls. And make sure if a call is missed per se, you attend the call at a later time, which is both comfortable for you and the other party. Then we come to video etiquettes. Video etiquettes, the main few ones are, when it comes to about how you dress, or the this includes the phone etiquettes, which, for example, the greeting, the introduction part, and more so, video etiquettes also include your image as a person. So always have a good image, because first impression is the is one of the strongest assets you can have as a employee, a corporate employee, preferably. Then always be on your best attire. Um, Make sure you're well groomed and fully and ready for the meet or the video presented. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, so finally we have digital etiquettes, also known as netiquettes, which basically refer to the appropriate and respectful behavior one should follow while communicating and interacting in a digital space. Just as there are social norms for face to face interactions, there are guidelines for online interactions to maintain professionalism, respect, and just basically clarity. Next slide, please. Okay, so a few of the key principles of digital etiquette is one, to be respectful and polite. You should treat others as you would in a face-to-face conversation, because a lot of people, they assume that just because it's digital, they can speak however they wish to speak, they can interact however they wish to interact, and that's not the case. You still have to be respectful. You still have to be polite. You have to avoid using aggressive language, bullying, or any personal attacks to anybody. A good please, a thank you, and all just basic manners should still be followed even though you're interacting digitally. The other thing is to be clear and concise. So, since everything is online, nobody can actually hear the tone in which you're speaking to. And so, it's very important to make sure that your communication is clear and your communication is to the point, and there is no form of miscommunication that can occur. It's important to use proper punctuation and spelling to ensure that your message is understood as in how you wish the message to be understood. Other than that, it's very important to respect privacy. Uh, avoid You should avoid sharing someone else's personal information without permission. Everything personal should be kept private. There's no need to forward any private emails, messages, or sensitive information without the other person's consent. Then you've got
acknowledge sources. So it's very important that if you're taking somebody else's work and using it to your advantage, to cite the sources and give the person their due. It's very important to give credit as and when it is necessary, because otherwise plagiarism is a huge deal to deal with. So then we've got use appropriate language and tone. So it's very important that you match your language to the platform. So if you're in a professional environment, you stay professional. If you're in more of a informal environment, you can maybe be a little more informal. But making sure that you match the tone in which you're talking to the particular platform is extremely important. It's also important to avoid using all caps while talking in a professional, let's say group chat. It's important to avoid using all capital letters, as it might show aggressiveness, which is not really required. Then one of the most important etiquettes is to respect people's time. Now everybody is extremely busy, everybody has their own things to do. So it's very important that nobody is spamming somebody or overloading somebody with their own tasks or messages or requests. It's very important to be patient when expecting a response from the other person, because again everybody has their own things to do, and response time might be different for everybody. So yes, that is the digital etiquettes.
Okay, so we have discussed everything that is in the presentation so far. So the first thing that we began with is what exactly is etiquette and why it's important for you to follow etiquettes in different social scenarios or in corporate scenarios. So we covered four different type of etiquettes in this presentation. Number one was communication etiquette, where we covered verbal and non-verbal communication. Then the next one is social etiquette, where we discussed how you should behave when you are interacting socially with your colleagues or other people in your workplace. Thirdly, we discussed professional etiquette, which is how to behave in your workplace, how you need to dress, how you need to attend to different things such as your emails, your calls, your video meets, all of that. And lastly, we discussed digital etiquette, which is how you need to interact with people in digital platforms, what behavior you need to maintain, and what things are to be kept in mind when you are in an online platform.